Hey guys, good morning, welcome back to another stream. Like always, my name is Jose Najarro. We're going to take a look at what's happening in the market today, and feel free to post on the comments any stocks you guys want me to take a look at, and let's just get started. So right off the bat, I just want to see how the market is doing right now. So we have Dow is up 0.2%, Nasdaq is actually pretty green, up 0.6%. We also have the S&P 500 up 0.3%. So pretty much we're a nice green day so far. Hopefully it stays like that. Let's take a quick look at the maps, see what stocks are really up. So we have Qualcomm up 2.83%, pretty good. We have Apple up 1.6%. We have some financials, right? We have MasterCard and Visa up about 1% each. What's going on, Fizz? How's it going? Hope work is going good for you, Fizz. We got Skyworks. Skyworks is also up about 4%. So Corvo is up 3%. So semiconductors are having a decent day outside of Nvidia and AMD. They're pretty much flat right now. And nothing else really seems crazy in the market right now. Today we did have earnings before open. We had Bank of America. I think Bank of America is red today. Yep, they're down 2.5%. We have Wells Fargo that reported, Citi, and I actually want to take a quick look at how Delta did. Not in the stock, good, just here for a short time before a meeting. Hope things go well in the meeting, Fizz. Have you looked at my most talk about stock recently? Is that food? I think I saw you on Good Food, right? This one it? Fizz? I mean, in the past 5 days, it's up 20%. I'm pretty sure you are very excited. In the past month, up 30%. What's going on, David? How's it going? So I'm guessing it's Good Food Market, right, Fizz? The one you're talking about. And then let's see anything crazy happening today. Let me just pull up my charts, my portfolio. Right now, what's pretty much in red? We have PDD down 3.85. We have NEO down 1.85. We have JD down 0.42. Yesterday was a good day, I want to say, for a lot of Chinese stocks. So they might be seeing some pullback. It doesn't seem like it's overall, it's individual stocks for sure. Proterra is still down a nice amount today. It's down about 0.6%, but nothing really red at the moment. Let's see in terms of green, what's up right now. Curie is up, Magnite is up, Apps is up. Magnite and Apps are both up 2%. I still like these two companies a lot. I'm super excited. Apple, Netflix, Microsoft, all doing well. Let's see. Let me take a... Yeah, I saw, right? Apple... Take a quick look. Apple stock it's up 2%. What is Microsoft up right now? Microsoft is up about 1%. And then we have Netflix. Netflix is up 2%. David Becker, I know you're not into it, but KHC, Heinz, right? Or Crafts, whatever, and CPB Heights, Campbell Foods are down. Oh wow, KHC. I mean, this one hasn't been, from what I remember, hasn't been that good. Actually, lately, I remember looking at it during this time period when it kept going down and down. But it seems a bit of a turnaround story, and it got back to the 38s and 40s. So that's pretty. But like you mentioned, is down about 1.37% today, David. This one it pays a strong dividend, right? 4.1%. What else do we have here? CPB stock. This one I'm not sure. Is this Campbell Soup? Okay. This one's down 1.6. And any real reason? David Becker, you'd think another high dividend yield, those stock 3.37% for the stock prices. Yeah, it is weird with people eating at home more. Yeah, that's pretty strange, right? Peloton is down a bit. I may be able to add to it tomorrow when I get paid. Is tomorrow Thursday already? Are we on Wednesday today? Yeah, that's insane. The week went by so fast. So Peloton, yeah, Peloton's down 2%. Let me just take a quick look at my stocks too. So I think, hopefully, I'm pretty sure based on what I see right now, my portfolio is pretty green right now. It'll probably be at least 1%. Nvidia is down 0.27%. This one, I'm surprised, is really holding things up right now. And Unity has fallen back down. This is quite it's still above 100, but I know it was in the 100 and teens. It's kind of pulled back a nice amount. But overall, market doesn't seem too bad. Is anybody thinking about buying anything today? Nothing that I found, and of course, I like them since big devs. LOL. Yeah, yeah, those dividends are really nice, right, David? Pretty impressive on them. Fizz, with reopening, people will be stocking less non-perishable food. That's actually true, right, Fizz? I'm guessing. That's a good point. Another good point is, even though things are, especially now in the summer, I mean, restaurants are probably going to be packed and stuff. So I guess people are kind of moving out of that, moving more into like restaurant-based companies. I know like Cheesesteak Company got an upgrade. I forget, that was Cake Stock, right? How was that one doing? Cake Stock is down about 0.2%. But I know it recently got an increase in valuation. Let's see what's happening in the market. So S&P raises to a record as the Fed stays the course with easy policy. Apple hits all-time highs. What's going on, Gordon? All right, so that's pretty much why tech stocks are up a nice amount. Let's see. After the Fed said its prepared remarks that the central bank is not close to altering its easy monetary policies. All right, T-Doc just announced a great partnership with Microsoft, but market isn't responding to it at all. JJA, that's pretty interesting. Let's see, Teladoc stock. I haven't heard the news. Let's see, Teladoc. So you say Teladoc with Microsoft, right? Microsoft. So Teladoc Health and Microsoft collaborate to create a unified practice experience for clinicians. Collaborations combines Teladoc's Health Solo platform, Microsoft Teams to integrate clinical and administrative medical office operations. Good morning, Tony. Good morning. How's it going, Tony? Hope everything's going good with you. It would be nice to see SE hits $300 this earnings season. Fizz, don't get me too excited now. It's only Wednesday morning. Apple is going to do a program like a firm does for buying option. Yeah, David, I talked about that yesterday, right? It was pretty interesting. I did kind of do a quick video on the firm, and I mean, a firm seems to be trying to expand its operations, which I really like. I don't have a firm, but after yesterday's video, I really much I'm putting it on my watch list. It seems pretty interesting. They're kind of trying to become a one-stop solution for e-commerce places. One way was the buy now pay later, but they also just acquired a company called Returnly, where they're now providing like great ways, a solution for companies to have a better return service. So definitely check out that video, David, where I talk about a firm. And the stock, is the stock still down big today? Firm stock, it's up 3% today. There was, yeah, Shopify Affirm news recently. That was pretty big. I kind of talked about it in the video too, Fizz. That news, how it was down yesterday 10%. I know yesterday it took a huge dip. Today it's not. Affirm was definitely at risk when Peloton was 35% of their revenue. Yeah, that's definitely insane. I did see that somewhere, but I mean, with Shopify being Shopify using it, it was an exclusive partnership too, Fizz. That's actually pretty interesting for Affirm, since Shopify is becoming such a huge market nowadays. Oops. What's going on? Does anybody have any stocks they want to take a look at? Let's see. Apple set. Okay, so I can see Apple set to boost iPhone production by as much as 20% following last year's 5G super cycle. So you can see why Apple is up. But this is why I really enjoy. This is why I really enjoy Micron Technology's earnings. One thing that they did say was, "Hey, mobile industry is really amping up right now. because of this 5G cycle. So Apple, I mean, that even though this is news right now, if one took a look at earnings from Micron Technology, that would have been already old news. And Apple is up about 2% on that news that, hey, they are ramping up production, up 2% right now. And I'm guessing that's why Skyworks is up. I believe Skyworks is a huge portion, a good portion comes from Apple's revenue. So Skyworks solution is up 3.4% on that news as well. I know not in your lose, but take a look at Has. You had talked a while about, yeah. So Hasbro seems pretty interesting, right? I like Hasbro as a I don't know how to say it. I like what they do. I like how they're did stuff with Roblox. This is a pretty interesting company. I mean, I'm not much into the toys market, but fundamentally they look pretty interesting. They are up 1.79% right now, and they also have a nice dividend yield of about 2.77. And sorry, I know someone was talking about, I kind of brushed it off. This Teladoc Health and Microsoft partnership or collaboration that happened today, July 14th, and was announced around 2 hours ago. I just want to see how this would help Teladoc. Will be integrated into. I mean, I do think this is pretty cool. Pretty cool news. It's pretty interesting to see. I mean, normally when you see such a big play from a big player like Microsoft, you would expect movement from Teladoc or Teladoc, but it's not. Gordon, Transmedic is down about 5% today. Is that also another Teladoc, a telemedicine company, Gordon? So actually, maybe David, I think you were asking if we can take a look at Hasbro, right? So Hasbro right now, if we take a look, this is a $13.4 billion valuation company. Future growth, right? It's expected to grow 5.7% on average. Not a slow grower, but not a fast grower. They are positive in earnings. They are positive in cash flow from operations. If you take a look at their financial health, they have about $1.4 billion in cash and $4.8 billion in debt. But this is a company that's been very strong, so it's okay. I personally believe it's okay for them to be leveraged. Another thing, they do pay a nice dividend of 2.79%. If we take a quick look right at let's take a quick look at how their technicals look. They might be a bit overextended right now, not by much, but there is the risk of a pull down. And let's actually open up Y charts for Hasbro. Let's see what they have to say. So it has Julie, what's going on? Appreciate the support, Julie. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. It really gets me pumped. Pumped to do these. Transmedic is down. Living organ transplant. Oh wow, Gordon, that is a pretty crazy market. Definitely not one I understand anything. Are you in that stock, Gordon? Jose, have you been in general? Haven't been able to tune in. How have you been? I've been good, man. Pretty good. A lot better after my surgery. No complaints from here. I'm back to 100%. Streaming is going great. Videos are doing great as well. So definitely, I mean, things are good, Fizz, and thank you so much for asking. No complaints, and obviously portfolio is doing good. I actually, off topic. I don't even know if my wife might be watching, but my wife and I just had a talk. We normally saved a nice amount in cash. Every paycheck we would save a nice amount in cash for emergency funds. My wife actually just came up to me and she said, "Hey, maybe we have too much in cash right now. It's time to use what we were saving on cash on stocks." And I'm like, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. So I do think we're gonna start investing a little bit more than I have, which is pretty good. The only thing we have agreed though is this new money coming in is only gonna go into index funds, and I actually don't mind that. I mean, I still believe it's better than saving. So my portfolio is gonna start growing in forms of index funds and ETFs a little bit more. And I'm okay with that rule, right? It makes perfect sense. What's going on, Trey? Good morning. What do you think about Doju? Doju, pretty interesting. I did a few videos on them. So the meta index fund, right? That's that's what I should. Fizz, that would, yeah, definitely just go on that one. I think we're gonna start off simple at first. I mean, at the same time, we are a team, right? So it has to be comfortable levels for both of us. So I think we're gonna start off with stuff with simple ones like the S&P 500 and QQQs, and maybe as it gets more comfortable, because at the moment, right, I still have all my funds for individual picking. But I think we're just gonna start off with just like S&P 500 and QQs, um, like that, and then work on. Maybe I might start working on some other funds from there. Um, David, I'm telling you, I mean, I don't think she's had any. Ed, agree, right? QQJ. So cool that you and your wife are on the same page financially. Yeah, I mean, it's good, right? So, I mean, we've been saving good on cash and stocks. Obviously, now we're a little bit. It's good to have that teamwork, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, and sometimes we have to compromise, right? We have to compromise that. Hey, I can't be throwing every single dollar into stocks. But we can't be throwing every single dollar into super conservative funds either. So I do think that whole partnership and just compromising really helps out. And agree, right? QQJ is a good one, or QQM is another one, right? The Q's Invesco has definitely come up with some great Q products. Legal, you have SPY in your portfolio. What's going on, Trey? How's everything, man? Trey, I haven't seen you in some time. Hope everything's doing good. Julie, let's see. Thoughts on ENB? We can definitely take a look at ENB for sure. Again, I mean, I'm pretty sure starting off 100, like 99% of my portfolio is going to still be in individual stocks. Like 1% is going to be in index funds. Um, uh, but, but, uh, but, that amount of money coming into that account is going to be a pretty nice amount. So I'm super, super excited to see our portfolio grow over time. Jose, what's going on? What do I think about Corsair? We can take a look at Corsair in the pit. Let me finish with Hasbro. So Hasbro right now, let me just take a quick look at max time frame. I just want to see how Hasbro has been doing. Then we'll take a quick look at ENB from Dewey, and then Jose will take a look at Corsair. Let me just say I do like Corsair a nice amount, Jose. It's not in my portfolio, and hopefully I'm not that well at speaking Spanish. Hopefully English is fine, Jose. But we can see Hasbro, right? Hasbro is, I want to say, a bit overvalued compared to where it's been in the past. But still, this one pays a hefty dividend. And excuse me, guys, I'm about to. Okay, I guess not. So let's take a look at Dewey. So Dewey, you want to take a look at ENB. I've never heard of this one. Enbridge. So operates as an energy infrastructure company. Maybe I might have heard about them. But they're super big, right? A market cap of $101.3 billion. So it's not a small company. I personally have not, but maybe because I'm not a Canadian citizen. I don't know if Fizz might have heard of them. But we can see they're not a slow grower. 6.8%. It's modest growth, right? Not super slow. But this is a company that, hey, it's been here long enough. It's profitable. It's positive in cash flow from operations. So they are. It seems financially and fundamentally they are in a great place. If you take a look at their health right now, I mean, the only thing I would say I'm not a huge fan is the debt that they have, $67 billion in debt. But remember, no problem. I mean, Jose, I can understand it fine. I can read it just fine. I was hoping you didn't want me to respond to you in Spanish, Jose. I understand exactly what you mean. I'm bad at English enough. I'm horrible at Spanish. So I was just hoping you weren't expecting me to respond to you in Spanish. But liabilities, right? This I want to say is probably one of my biggest red flags for the company. A huge debt, but remember, fundamentally, they've been pretty good with positive cash flow, with positive earnings. So they're able to be leveraged. Even if they're able to be leveraged, I still don't like the balance sheet. But look at them. They have a very, very strong dividend, right? 6.69. That is insane. The amount of dividend they are paying right now. So this is more one of those value plays, one of those value dividend plays where You probably don't expect too much growth from the company itself. You're probably just expecting that dividend growth. And with those positive earnings and that positive cash flow from operations, it seems like they'll be able to survive even with that hefty debt. If we take a quick look at their, let's take a quick look at what was the ticker, GUI. Let's take a quick look at value at metrics. I want to say in form of technicals, it might be a bit overextended. Doesn't mean it's gonna pull back. It's just, hey, the risk of it pulling back is a lot higher. And I don't know, maybe because it is an international company, I don't think we might be able to see too much stuff here in, what is the company called? Enbridge. All right, so we have it here. Let's see. All right, so I'm taking a look at forward price to sales ratio, and I'm also taking a look at, what do you even call it? EV to EBITDA ratio. So, I mean, it's higher than it's been since early 2020. Again, it doesn't show much. It's just, hey, it's a bit overvalued compared to where it's been in the past. But it can be a whole different company, right? So overall, I think the biggest screen about it is that strong fundamentals and that strong dividend, right, Julie? Personally, not a stock I would invest in. Doesn't mean it's a bad investment. It's just not my style. But fundamentals don't look too bad. So, Jose, all right, let's take a quick look at Corsair. Corsair, I do enjoy right now. The main reason I enjoy Corsair is, even though it's not my portfolio, I see a lot of their products being used by streamers and content creators. And this is content creators, I believe, are still in the early phases. There's still so many people that want to become game streamers, that want to become content creators like myself. And there's, I mean, I think this is a product, the products that they sell are still going to continue to do well. So right now, super small market cap, $2.8 billion. Future growth, they're expected to grow 10% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. Not fast grower, but more than modest, I would say. They are positive in earnings and they're positive in cash flow from operations. So fundamentally looking pretty good. If you take a look at their financial health, they have, what do they have? $121 million in cash, about $300 million in debt. But remember, they also have a lot of inventory, and that inventory is pretty much like a recycle cash flow. I honestly would wish their balance sheet was a bit better. I wish they had a little bit more cash and a little less debt. But based on their value, on their fundamentals of positive earnings and positive cash flow, I don't think they're half bad. If I want to take a quick look at ownerships right now, I want to see. So right now, venture capital and private equity firms owns 58%. EcoTree Capital owns 58.77% of the business. I know someone talked about it in this stream a bit while ago. And one thing really holding this stock price down is EcoTree. They own such a big portion of the stock, and they keep selling, right? They sold about 2 million shares on June 14th of 2021. They sold another 5 million shares on June 2nd. They sold another 8 million shares on January 25. So a good risk, one of the major risks for Corsair right now is EcoTree just keeps selling their stocks. They just keep selling, and kind of just really putting too much product, I would say, product on the market, and kind of keep the stock down for a bit. So let's see, Corsair form of technicals doesn't look overextended. I really do like the price that they're at right now, $30. I mean, this is actually looking, I want to say, pretty good at these levels. I might add this on my Thursday's list for this upcoming week. I mean, for this upcoming Saturday video. So Corsair, I actually might think about. Let me put this on my color. So Corsair looks pretty interesting. And now let's take a quick look at fundamentals of valuation metrics. I mean, so Corsair, if we take a look at Max, open image in new tab, we can close this one out. If we take a look at forward price to sales ratio, it's the cheapest it's been since January of 2021. Not much information, but again, still cheapest it's been since historical. And then EV to EBITDA, same thing, right? Both are I want to say, showing that the company is a bit overvalued compared to where it's been in the past. Not compared to the market, just where it's been in the past. I really like Corsair at these levels. Let's just say if someone was to buy Corsair in my account right now, I wouldn't be mad about it. And even, so yep, those are my thoughts, Jose. And Trey, you've been good. Have been watching behind the scenes. Appreciate Trey. Hope you're doing good. I know you were thinking about opening up your own YouTube channel. Hope that's going good, Trey. Tag Point, what's going on? Thoughts on MMAT? Not sure what that one does. Meta Materials. Ooh, Meta Materials. This is one that's okay. I know. I thought I've heard about it. It's been one that got super excited. I don't know what happened here, but it was trending for a long time. Now it's back to its normal levels. Oh, body. You know, that's actually on. It's not on any of your list. It's actually, David, I actually would put that one on my list. I like body a lot. I think I've done a few videos on them recently, David. I don't know why. I feel like that one is being slept on for sure. So let me just answer body real quick because I know that one a lot. Beachbody. I really like all the companies that they're working with. I think they're pretty cool. They have been adjusted EBITDA earnings profitable, which again is pretty great. I know I've done a video on them. David, let me just see YouTube body stock. Let me see, Jose. Yeah, about a week ago, I think I did it. Yeah, so let me just give you this video. This is one I think there are certain stocks, David, that look pretty good, and I feel like the market just doesn't really like them because they're not. I just don't know. They might be too boring. I think, for example, Body and Corsair fall under those lists, at least those two. There's probably more, but it's like they're probably gonna be quiet for a few months. But once people start picking up, they're gonna be really great moves. So Body, I don't have in my portfolio. One, I wouldn't mind adding in there. I wouldn't be mad if it's in there. Let me just say that. But it's this one and Corsair are two I feel are being slept on by the market right now. And out of nowhere, I feel like, obviously not advice, and I don't have a crystal ball, but I do feel out of nowhere they might just skyrocket. But yeah, so all right, so what were we talking about? Tag Point, Matt. So let's take a look at MMAT. This is Meta Materials. This is in the 3D printing, I'm guessing. I mean, this was super excited. There was just a huge trend. Right now, the stock price has fallen down. This is why, me personally, I don't like to buy when stocks are overextended, right? So we can see, I mean, if I go back to my daily time frame, you can see when this stock started to become overextended. Then after, I don't know if it was a short squeeze, but things like this usually don't end up in the best way. And that's what's happened. So right now, I do believe a good portion of the risk has been eliminated. Obviously, look at that crazy pullback. It's now sitting next to is Body is cheap now. Agree, Trey, right? Body, I do believe, is being slept on. So right now, I do believe the stock has reduced a lot of its risk. But let's take a quick look at fundamentals for MMAT. So super small market cap, $1.1 billion. They are a smart material and photonics company. Oh, so they are a photonics company. They design, develop, and manufacture various functional materials and nanocomposites. This is actually pretty interesting. It's actually in the semiconductor. I thought it was in the 3D printing. Let's take a quick look. Valuation of future growth. So there's not much information there. Is this a recent SPAC? I wouldn't think so, right? This wasn't a recent SPAC, right? Is anybody familiar with MMAT? No, it's definitely not a SPAC. Definitely not. I mean, what is there to like about this company right now? They're not profitable in earnings. They're not positive in cash flow from operations. They have very, very low revenue. And their financial health, let's see, they have about $15 million cash and $19 million in debt. Even at these levels, I want to say I wouldn't even touch MMAT. I'm not a fan of their balance sheet. I'm not a fan of, and this is based on March 30th of 2021. There could have been new information in the past 3 months or so that shows that they might have improved their balance sheet. but I don't like where they've been in the past. They make no money. They have no positive cash flow. They make very low revenue. This is a very, very early on business. If they're making $1 million in revenue with a market cap of 1.1 billion, that price to sales ratio is insane. Right? So not a company I would personally touch right now. And not something I would be excited to own. This one, let's say someone was to buy it in my portfolio, I would probably be upset. But again, doesn't mean it's a bad investment. It's just not one for me. And sorry guys, let me just so awesome. Just heard about it and knew nothing about it. Yeah, Tag, this is definitely one that it might have been pretty fun for a lot of traders. This seems to be more of a trader stock opposed to an investment stock at these levels. Or it's a very, very early stage business where there's still so much more that can happen. And DIDI is a profitable company in China. DIDI, which one is DIDI? I feel like I've heard DIDI Global. Yes, it is, right? Legal. But right now, I mean, are they still under cyber review? Trey. Polly, good morning. Hope everyone is finding a bull market. I mean, there's always a bull market somewhere. Right? I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty much, I don't know. Some of my big players are up, which kind of control most of my portfolio. Like Google, we have Tencent up. But then we have a lot of my stocks are on the red right now. So this is going to be, it's a pretty interesting day. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the flat or a little bit on the red side. Okay, how do you know if something is overextended? All right, David Becker, this is pretty weird, and I think everybody has a different situation. This is how I look at my technicals. So I start off with the stock, right? I'm looking at the stock right now. What's going on, nice? And then I add my moving averages. So I use my exponential moving averages, and these are the 20-day is the green one, the 50-day is the yellow one, and the 200-day is the red one, right? So you can see them here. Then I personally use the 3-day time frame. So when I say it's overextended, this is what I mean. You see right now here, like here, Google, at this portion right here, you see how it's sitting next to a short-term and medium-term moving average? This to me is telling me the stock is not overextended, right? It's kind of moving with how it's normally been moving. Here, for example, the stock, you can see this huge gap between the moving average right here and then a huge gap from here. So this tells me that the stock is overextended. If a stock is overextended, it doesn't mean it's a bad buy. That's not what I'm trying to say, right? It doesn't mean the stock is a bad buy. It just tells me the risk is a little bit higher. And the reason I don't think it's a bad buy is because let's take, for example, this point. Let's say you bought Google right here at this level, right? It is way overextended from its moving averages, right? It's super, super overextended. So obviously the risk of a pullback is there, and it kind of did pull back at this level. But even if you bought here, the stock is now here. So even if you bought at overextension, it doesn't mean it's going to be a bad investment, because it just tells me the risk is a little bit higher. So I would probably buy a little bit here, but if I really wanted to buy Google, I would buy here and I would buy here. Again, it doesn't mean it's a bad investment, because this can happen, right? It could be overextended here and the stock price can kind of still go up. So hopefully that helped out a bit, David. Again, technicals are the last, and let me say this, the last thing I look at before thinking of a company. Actually, maybe valuation might be. So technicals and valuations are usually the last things I look at. First, I want to make sure I like the company, I like the product they're in, I like their fundamentals. Then after I've done my full analysis, I go into technicals and metrics. So that's what I mentioned, right? So a perfect example of how I've used it to my way is Unity, right? So Unity stock, right? Let's take a quick look at Unity. Unity is a stock I bought a lot. I liked a lot, and unfortunately, when they IPO'd, I felt was overextended. I bought Unity at these levels. I'm pretty sure I bought Unity at these levels. I bought Unity at these levels. But because it was overextended, I only bought small positions during these time frames. I really so at this time frame, Unity was probably like 1% of my portfolio. When this started to happen, this is when I really loaded up into Unity. Now Unity is my number 4 stock. But even though I like the company at these levels, I didn't like it at the price, but I still wanted to get in. So what did I do? I limited my risk by opening up small positions. When I saw the stock really pull down, that's when I pulled the trigger, and that's when I go a little bit heavy. So that's normally how I try to do things. I'm pretty sure there's other ways. And that's why normally on the 4 stocks I talk about every week, Tencent was one I talked about recently, not overextended. What's another one I talked about? Disney, I think I talked about it a few weeks ago when it was not overextended. So this is when I believe it's a great time for me to buy companies I enjoy. Right, I've already done my due diligence on companies like Disney. So now the only thing I really care about is when should I continue to add on. Another one is AMD, right? AMD, I've been talking about AMD for a nice amount of time when it was in these levels. It's kind of, right, this is when I really liked AMD. So I hope that helped out a bit. And again, this is the last thing I do, David. It's nowhere near the first thing on my mind when I look at companies. But hopefully that helped out. So is there any other stock? Oh, what's going on, Q? Q, good morning. Good morning. I don't know if I missed you. Say good morning, and if I responded, but good morning. Dark Trace PLC. I'm dating to be able to invest in it, but still not tradable in all apps. I use who I might open TradingView to check it. Dark Trace, what do they do? PLC, programmable logic, PLC, computer. Is that what they do? Is it a tech company? I don't think I've heard of Dark Trace. So let's see. I mean, market still. I'm not gonna lie. I hope the market is red tomorrow. Just because I am buying my stocks tomorrow, and I like to buy everything on the discount. So hopefully we have a red day tomorrow, and then it can be green after that. Similar to Crowd and Ustrike. Oh, so it's a cybersecurity company. Q. Pretty interesting. For sure. Is it? Check it out, Jose, please. All right, so it's called PLC. PLC. Nope, I don't see it here. Dark Trace. Dark Trace PLC. All right, so it's right now. Let's see. Oh, this is a recent IPO. Is it a recent IPO? Q. Dark Trace. Let me see in UK. Dark Trace PLC. Okay, it seems to kind of be a recent IPO if it just started in, this is in UK, and it just opened up as a over the counter here in the United States. Q, you can't trade it in Fidelity right now, even though it's over the counter. But recent IPO, right? First thing, I mean, it's definitely gone up like crazy since IPO days. It's already up. I mean, it opened up at what? 250, and it's up at 500. So up 100 gain in just a few weeks already. But let's take a quick look at their fundamentals. Hopefully we can see something here. If not, I might have to do a little bit more information digging in it. But Dark Trace, they operate as an autonomous cybersecurity or artificial intelligence company in the United Kingdom and internationally. Okay, so yeah, like you mentioned, they seem to be a very cybersecurity with artificial intelligence to really detect the anomalies happening inside the server. So this is, I want to say, like you mentioned, very similar to CrowdStrike. Future growth. Company is expected to grow 17.6% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. Pretty interesting. So a nice growth company. Most software companies are going to come out like this. They usually don't have profitable GAAP earnings. I think that's a-okay. I don't care about earnings. That might be weird. I'm more of a cash flow from operations, because cash flow from operations really shows you that a company is making money from their everyday business. So we can see Dark Trace is definitely there, positive in cash flow from operations. $48 million per year on $234 million of revenue. So what's that? A cash flow from operation margins of about 20% or so. Pretty good. If we take a look at their financial health right now, They have $105 million in cash, no debt to their name. They do have other liabilities. I'm guessing their other liabilities, if they have no debt, to me, it's probably gonna be deferred revenue for the products that they do. And that might give this company a really weird look, right? It makes it seem like this company has negative equity, debt to equity ratio. They actually have about $98 million in debt. And this is about for December of 2020. But again, I don't see much debt here. I want to say probably most of their liabilities are either deferred revenue or maybe just yeah, that's probably what I would think it is. Maybe definitely take a closer look at it. No dividend at all. If we take a quick look at ownership, venture capital and private equity firms own a good portion. For example, Summit Partners owns a good portion. Dark Trace Employee Benefit Trust also own 8.5% of the business. So definitely pretty interesting. I would definitely have to take a closer look. Super small market cap, right? Q $3.5 billion. And I do think the cybersecurity market, that is a market that I believe is still gonna do, that's still in early stages. I mean, every single week I feel like we hear about a new cyber attack hitting a public company or some form of a retail space. So I do think cybersecurity is on early stages. I think right now cybersecurity is like a little bit, you know how many people consider the EV market still in early stages? I want to say cybersecurity is a little bit ahead of the EV market, and I feel like that one is going to provide a little bit more returns, especially if everything in the UK goes back to the government and the government always pays money. Really, they do? Oh man, that's crazy. All right, guys. Is there any questions you guys might have? If not, I think I am going to jet out. I have to go work on a few videos right now. But I hope everybody liked the stream. I always enjoy talking to you guys. It means so much to have the support. Fizz, you just came back and it's my time for me to go. SK, all right, SK, let's take a quick look at one more stock, ALCN. Never heard of this one. Alsmato. This is a brand new company too. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get too much information on this SK, but we can see it's down already big from its recent IPO price. Let's see if we can see anything in Simply Wall Street. ASALCN. I think it's just too early in the business. Yeah, it's way too early to even take a look at anything. I mean, originally the company's not profitable, not positive in earnings. SK, this is something right off the bat would come off in my speculative play. Super small positions. It seems like it's very early on in its business. So that's not much information about it. Sorry, SK. But guys, hope you guys have a good day. Take care. See you tomorrow, and let's all have a good day.